Well, boys, the World Cup is upon us. Games have been played, and there's been some upsets already. Let's get into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends. Well, it's not the Premier League. What am I talking about? Screwed up the intro already. It's the World Cup week. It's World Cup month. We don't care about the Premier League anymore. Forget those guys. Three friends who support different teams, but the same nation. I'm James. I support the USA. That's Brad. He supports the USA. That's Sean. He supports the USA. And as Jimmy pointed out to us in the comments last week, yes, this is the Homer podcast. This is the old red, white, and blue Uncle Sam, Eagles, America all day. But you know, that's who we are. But if you're new here, I've confused myself. I apologize. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. Follow us on Twitter. All of our Twitter handles are in the description. Join our Discord. If you're on the podcast site, Apple, Spotify, whatever, rate us 5-star if you can. All those things really help. And drop us a comment on YouTube about what you think. Tell us what games you've been watching, who you're supporting, all that good stuff. All right, we're into it. So, World Cup. We are halfway through the first round of fixtures in the group stage. We've got they're coming thick and fast. We had one game on Sunday, and it's been like 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. It's like 4 games until the early December for us. So like we got a week full of full matches essentially. So quickly give you guys a rundown of the matches that have already been played. Tonight, what we're going to look at, we're going to review some of the matches in this episode. We're going to preview some of the matches that are being played today as you're listening to this podcast, and tomorrow. Check back later this week because we do have some spicy news about the Premier League that just dropped this week that we do need to talk about before we preview matches coming in the World Cup this weekend. Okay, without any further ado, so kicked off Sunday, the World Cup. Qatar 2022, Qatar hosting Ecuador. The rumors going in was that Qatar had paid off to Ecuadorians and that they would win the game 1-0. That did not happen. Ecuador wins 2-0. That is the first time a host country has lost in the first match of the World Cup in a very long time. I don't remember the specific date anymore off the top of my head, but it's been a long time. Brad looks like he's furiously Googling for me, and I appreciate it. Monday morning, England, Iran. England wins the game 6-2. Bukayo Saka, man of the match performance in his first World Cup appearance. I know that's going to make Sean really happy. Followed USA, Wales. That game ends 1-1. Senegal, Netherlands. Netherlands beat Senegal 2-0. Yes, Brad.
In 92 years of soccer's biggest event, a host team had never lost its opening game.
I think that's a very long time.
It is a very long time.
And NPR is the source, by the way.
Thank you, NPR. Well, that's American U.S. government funded, so it has to be true, right? It's funded by the U.S. government. So it has to be true.
Yes.
Right. Tuesday, Argentina, Saudi Arabia. Obviously, Leo Messi wins that game. Right, guys? Right?
Not today.
Not today. Yeah. Saudi Arabia win 2-1. Upset of the century. Crazy. That's a ridiculous result. Denmark, Tunisia play to a 0-0 draw. Mexico, Poland play to a 0-0 draw. France and Australia, the defending champions Les Bleus, beat Australia 4-1 after going down 1-0 in the first half. France conceded first, roared back with 4 goals to win. At the time of recording, those are all the games that have been played. We will preview the rest of round 1 after this, but we're Americans, so we're basically gonna start in Group B. I did pull up. I will throw up the tables real quick, the group tables real quick. Just bear with me. So if we look here, Group A, Netherlands and Ecuador are both on 3 points. Group B, England is on 3 points. Wales and USA are both on 1 point. Group C, Saudi Arabia is on top of Group C. I think I said that this was one of the hardest groups last week when we made an episode, and Saudi Arabia, I didn't expect to get any points. Saudi Arabia's in first, of course. Poland and Mexico both on 1 point. And then in Group D, France on 3 points, Tunisia and Denmark are on 1 point each. And those are all of the tables for the games that have been played. Other groups don't really matter so much.
Yeah.
All
they
right.
Haven't played
yet. But when you're watching this, Morocco and Morocco and Croatia will probably be playing, because all of you guys listen to this exactly when it releases. But, all right, so we're Americans. So we're going to start with Group B, obviously. Wales, USA. Definitely a tale of two halves. Isn't that right, Brad?
Yeah, 100% tale of two halves. The first half was all USA. Like, USA could have been 2 up, 3 up from the way that they played that first half. It also seemed like Wales didn't want to play. Like, Wales' whole goal that first half was, let's defend, we'll soak up everything, then pitch it over the top and let Bale get the goal. Like, that was the plan. And USA did a great job. Tyler Adams was a beast throughout the whole game. He was the only one playing in the second half. Tyler Adams was a beast, just manning that midfield, getting second balls. We won a lot of second balls that first half, not so much the second half. So, yeah, first half was awesome soccer.
Great captain choice.
Yeah, I definitely think he was definitely leading by example. I would also, big shout out to the center back pair. I mean, with the exception of the penalty in the second half, Zimmerman and Ream played really well together. Turner had a good game as well. He got a hand to Bale's penalty, but couldn't save it. It was a rocket.
Yeah.
He did all he could. I don't think anyone's really saving that penalty.
No. He guessed right. He was there. Just too much power.
I mean, it was a really well taken goal by Weah after the pass by Pulisic.
Gorgeous pass, gorgeous finish.
It was really made by Christian in the midfield, winning a second ball, like you said, and then being able to get the link up going. So I know, Sean, you've been really vocal you were really vocal before the game started, that you really felt like USA we needed to win this game, right?
Yeah, I felt like it was an important 3. I feel like as an 11, we should beat Wales.
Agreed.
I don't. I mean, clearly, Gareth Bale is better than anyone on the United States team. Clearly, Ben Davies is probably better than anybody on the United States team. Aside from that, Ramsey's a little old and a little worn down.
He's a bit washed.
Broken down. Yeah, it's just too many injuries. But he's there.
I mean,
I think aside from that, who he's selecting over the United States, I just feel like that was a 3 points that we needed to assert ourselves on that 3 points.
And it was really strange the way that we came out in the second half with that mentality. Like, we were up 1-0, and it seemed I certainly Wales came out and started to play more progressively, more aggressively in the second half. But the USA didn't do a good job. I don't know what the team talk was, but I don't think it was right. It seemed like we were too passive in the second half.
So where was Gio Reyna?
Yeah, I mean,
like how are you looking at the bench and you say, yeah, Jordan Morris is what we need here? I think that was
I don't know.
Berhalter had a great game until that substitution. It was like, wait, what? Like, we brought this Reyna kid to do this.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to use him. You're going to use Jordan Morris. He's been injured. Morris was injured for a good part of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little weird.
I didn't know if Reyna was not 100% or if he was hiding him for the England game. Like, he doesn't want England to know what he's capable of. I don't. It was a very curious, unless Reyna was not 100%, it was a very curious decision to leave him on the bench.
That to me seems like it's the most likely outcome, is that he's managing his minutes. But at the same time, you kind of, the way I look at this group is, you assume, if you're the United States, that England is beating everybody, right?
Probably.
And that if you get a point off of England, you've done very well. You also then, the next assumption you make is that Saudi Arabia is a winnable game for everyone in the group.
Iran.
Oh yeah, Iran. Sorry.
Iran.
Apology, Saudi Arabia.
Apparently, Saudi Arabia is not a winner for everybody, by the way.
Yeah, apparently. So you assume, the next assumption you make is that Iran is a very winnable game for everyone in the group. So then you put England on 6 points, Wales and USA both on 3 points. So it really comes down to matching Wales's England result, and then or beating Wales. So if you had beaten Wales, you would have set yourself up really well. But since we didn't beat Wales, since we drew Wales, at this point it's matching Wales' Iran result and then making sure we don't lose to England on Friday. If we draw England, I am very positive about our opportunities to progress.
I agree. I 100% agree. A draw.
I mean, if we beat England, then yeah, I think we're going through. But I'm not. You'll have to check back tomorrow to see if I think we're going to beat England. But speaking of England, England beats Iran 6-2. I don't know if there's much to really say about it. Looked like they were just like greasing the tires, like they were just like getting ready.
Southgate let them play, and they played. There's some great goals. Sterling's goal was awesome. Bellingham's header was dope. What's the other one? There's another really good goal. Why can't I think of it?
This is disappointing, Brad.
Oh, I know. The Iranian penalty. Hold on. The Iranian penalty for a shirt tug. Did you guys see this? Sean, did you watch this?
No.
All right. So in the first half, Maguire and Stones both get rugby tackled. Like straight up, arms around, pulled down, tackled in the box on a corner kick. John Stones has his hand behind his back and like tugs a jersey like this. Not like the hair pull, but like
it's
kind
visible.
of, but like behind his back.
You can see the shirt tug. He clearly
grabs and he clearly pulls.
Yeah.
Which one of those, Sean, do you think is the penalty? The rugby tackle or the shirt pull?
Yes, and since you're asking me, it's going to be the shirt pull.
You are right. It was the shirt pull. And here's the funny thing. VAR reviewed the tackles and was like, nah, that's legal.
The difference between the shirt pull and the rugby tackles is that what's the score when the rugby tackles happen?
0-0 or 1-0.
What's the score when the shirt pulls happen?
6-1.
Exactly. It's that.
Oh,
I agree with you. No, I 100% agree with you that that's not the way the game should be refereed. And I think my response, the three of us were texting with Joel during this game, and I think my response after seeing that being called as a penalty, I said, well, I guess we know what a penalty is in this World Cup. Like we just know what's going to be called as a penalty.
I think it also happened 3 minutes in.
Yeah, has everything to do with the context around it. Because giving Iran a penalty in the 90 whateverth minute, or whenever the heck it was, when they're already down 5 goals, it doesn't matter. It was the last kick of the game. I think the penalty was the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter at that point.
So send the crowd home happy.
Yeah, like, and you can say that VAR did something, but it's stupid. I agree with you. It was a terrible call. All of them were really bad. But so, I mean, like we expect England to do this. Like we all are very high on England in terms of.
It was Saka's goal. Saka's first goal was a dope goal.
I knew. I'm with you. I knew what it was. I was waiting for you to get there.
I was going to get there. I got there in the end. I really like Sterling's goal. It was my favorite.
Speaking of Saka's first goal, it was an assist from our favorite player. Mr. United captain himself, Mr. Old Harry. I think it was a corner. Harry nods it down, and Saka just takes it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really pleased with Saka's play. I thought he played very well. He asserted himself on the game. He kind of showed everyone like what he's about, who weren't already familiar with him. I mean, fans of the English game would already be familiar with Saka, but like
it seemed like Iran didn't know who he was because like they just let him have his left foot and just have space to shoot.
Yeah,
like I was like, okay, you guys did zero research. Okay,
it was real strange. So I don't know. Very pleased with the result for Saka. Gareth, I'm imploring you. I think Saka needs a break on Friday. He's been playing too much. You need to rest him. Probably should play. Maybe Harry Maguire in goal.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
Harry Kane. Oh, actually, this is an interesting point about Harry Kane. he got a knock at the beginning of the second half on his ankle, and he's getting a scan tomorrow, I think, on his ankle to see if he's going to be
Before
fit.
Friday, he's getting a scan.
Sean, how does that as a Spurs supporter, how does that storyline make you feel?
That's a 2-assist ankle going to get scanned. That's what they're looking for. Is where's the rest of the assists?
Okay.
Where's the goals?
So you're not concerned?
I'm not concerned about goals either when you're affecting the game the way he did.
Yeah,
putting assists out.
Yeah.
Kane had a great game. So
no, it's
Kane
fine.
was the 10, Mount was the 8.
He was walking on it, and worst case scenario, gets a month off.
Mount also had a really good game. If we're talking about
Mount needs a rest too. I think Mount needs a rest on Friday too.
No, I think Mount should play, and we should bring Jermaine Jonas out of retirement to just drop kick him in the first half. Call it a day. All right. Other interesting results: Argentina, Saudi Arabia, 2-1.
I think Messi had like 3 goals called for offside in the first half. The second half, like Saudi were like they were in it to win it. I think 3 goals were called offsides.
There was a quote from one of the Saudi Arabian players that said, after the halftime team talk, the coach had us so excited that we wanted to eat the grass. We wanted to play so hard, we wanted to eat. And I was like, I don't necessarily, it's just a translation issue, or I'm not sure what's going on here, but that's a weird phrase. But I guess the team talk was just so impressive that now this manager is he's well known for getting these results in these international tournaments. Let me just he's got
he won the AFCON with Zambia, and he won the AFCON with Senegal.
Yes, that's what it is. So this guy has a pedigree of being a really impressive international manager. Historically, it's very bad for a team to lose their first match in a World Cup group stage.
It's like 83%. If you win your first match, you're like 80-something% to making it to the second round.
Is there a world that you guys see Argentina not getting out of this group?
No.
Mexico and Poland?
No.
Okay, I am not.
You see it?
I'm not willing to write off Mexico. Mexico and Poland, they played a really good game today. Mexico's no slouch. So the way I look at this Mexico-Argentina game is Mexico wants to get a result in this game. They want to prove. Mexico is always on the edge of wanting to consider themselves a top tier national team. They want to be considered. They want to be considered up there with the other 1B groups of Europe. So if you think you got S tier would be Brazil, Argentina, France, Spain, Germany, England, maybe England, these really upper echelon teams that you think about when you think about the best teams in the world. Mexico wants to be considered a step right below them. I think that's kind of my reading of the situation about how the Mexican people and the Mexican national team kind of see themselves on the global stage. So if I think Mexico's going to go into this next game and be why can't we beat them? Why can't we get a result against them?
I think Mexico now thinks they can get a result, but did you see Messi's face at the end of the game?
No, because I didn't know the game was on. I woke up and the game was over. So
Homie might bag 6 goals just off that look alone. It was one of those remember when Ronaldo was Juventus and he got that hat trick after everybody was oh, you came here to go home, and then he went out and bagged 3 goals. Messi's destroying whatever the next team he plays. If it's Mexico, then Messi's getting a hat trick, easy clap. And he's gonna do it from outside the box, so there's no chance of offside. He's not gonna do it on a fast break. There's gonna be 4 defenders, and it's gonna be just dropping in.
Messi's face probably looked like his face after the Copa America for the last 15 years until he finally won it. So
I mean,
Messi putting up a dud is probably not surprising, since all of his
He
goals
scored the
scored are
goal.
he scored a penalty.
a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but he also had like two goals called back from offsides.
okay.
Okay, on the Lautaro Martinez one, he's standing offsides doing nothing.
And to be fair about that one, apparently VAR did not pick the furthest back Saudi Arabian player, and so apparently there's some controversy there. I wasn't. I hadn't remembered that we needed to talk about VAR until this moment, but there has been some interesting decisions so far. Maybe we won't talk about it. We'll just leave it at that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a clear open and shut case that Argentina progress. I think their next two games against Mexico and Poland are not easy games. I think Poland will be an easier game than Mexico, but I also don't think Poland is a pushover. That's just, I don't know. Anything can happen in the World Cup, like USA beating England. Anything can happen.
You gotta wait till tomorrow to hear what we think it is.
Yeah. I'm not telling you what my prediction is for the, you'll have to wait for tomorrow's episode. Definitely check back in. All right, let's turn our attention quickly to the remaining games in round one. So today, as you're watching this, Morocco, Croatia, that's a very early game. We got Germany and Japan. There's a joke there. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. We've got Spain, Costa Rica, and Belgium, Canada. And then on Thursday, we've got the Switzerland versus Cameroon, Uruguay and South Korea, Portugal and Ghana, and Brazil, Serbia. So those are the games that are remaining in round one of the groups.
The joke you were probably going to make was about as good as the English fan showing up in chainmail dressed like a crusader to a Muslim state country in the Middle East and thinking that was going to go over well. If you're keeping tabs at home, it went exactly how you think it was going to go, and they've been arrested.
Why were they arrested?
They came to a Muslim state, not a country that has a lot of Muslims in it, dressed as a crusader from England. It's going to go exactly how you think it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that it's not going to be received well, but you shouldn't get arrested for that.
That's their rules. It's not this ain't Birmingham or London anymore.
Well, we shouldn't be hosting World Cup countries where you can't wear a silly outfit, and if you wear a silly outfit, you get arrested.
You also should be able to drink beer during the World Cup.
That's true. I think you can drink beer at a designated beer tent where you are shielded from the rest of everyone.
Or if you paid $19,000
to get
a hospitality ticket, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see.
You know who's not drinking? All the migrant workers who were dead now. Thanks, Qatar.
Well,
thanks
there's that.
Yep.
There's that.
And now we just got blackballed. YouTube is not going to run us again. Run as an ad again.
Probably not.
Don't care.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm with you. This is a hill I'm willing to die on. World Cup should not be happening.
If this is the
but
end
it's
of
fun.
Red Card Radio, then come at me, Qatars. But anyway, so big games I think that are still to be played. I think the Portugal Ghana game is going to be good. I think that's probably the best game in terms of like power levels. Canada, we can't forget our brothers to the north. They've got a tough one against Belgium. They had a really good qualifying campaign in CONCACAF, so maybe they can do something. We'll have to see.
They're without Alphonso Davies, aren't they?
They've been
Their best player.
They've been without Alphonso Davies for a year or something. I forget what happened to him, but like he had a serious injury,
he had a heart issue,
heart something. Like his
like heart palpitations or something like that. Where he couldn't.
Is his career over? I don't think so. But
no, he's still playing. He's back playing for Bayern. I think he's on the
squad.
I think he's there. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be playing, but I think he's there.
Yeah, but
so I don't know. What about Germany? I think Germany and Japan might be scrappy.
I don't know. I just think that when Bayern Munich changed from the Bayern Munich kits to the Germany kits, like it's the same thing. So I think they're pretty good, right? It's like Italy when they take off their Juventus jerseys and put on the Italian
kits.
Italy kits. Like it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, but are those Italian kids at home for this World Cup?
Yeah, so are all the Italians. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Germany, Japan. I was going to say that, but I don't see a world where Japan gets a result against Germany.
we're living in a world where Saudi Arabia got a result against Argentina.
That's certainly true. But
So, you know,
to me, if I think about like the upper echelon teams that are prone for a banana peel situation, the first one on that list is Argentina. The second one is England. So like if I'm taking like the best 6 teams in the world, I got like Brazil, Argentina, France, Germany, England, Spain. Like if those are the
yeah,
six,
I agree.
Argent,
Germany would be atypical.
yeah, it would be atypical for Germany. It would be atypical for France. I mean, I could see it. I could see. Obviously, there's the Brazil, like they got
Yeah,
7-2 or whatever it
7-2
was. Yeah,
in Brazil.
by Germany. So
Yeah.
clearly, it
We also
happens.
we forgot to mention Giroud has now tied Thierry Henry for the French goal scoring record.
Yeah, 2 Arsenal legends at the top of the French goal
I mean,
scoring chart. So
Chelsea legend passing an Arsenal legend.
I mean, you guys just let him go for free to AC Milan, where he's still scoring goals. So
No, we didn't let him go for free.
we fleeced you guys. So
Oh yeah, you're right. He just won the Europa League and the Champions League
yeah,
once he left Arsenal.
why do you think he won those? Because he was there. Anyway,
okay.
yeah, no, big shout out to that big beautiful French bastard. I hope he keeps scoring goals. Like all the talk going into that match was he didn't score any goals in 2018, but got 2 today, so good for him. Now, Brad, you were wondering about this Uruguay South Korea game, right? You were.
I said, "Is this levels?" But then Sean decided to read out the roster, and I was like, "Oh, it's probably not levels."
All I did was name about 5 Uruguayan players, and he switched up because we can all collectively name one South Korean player, and he's about 70% with a mask on.
He does look pretty intimidating with that mask on.
Yeah. Well, so does Uruguay coming out of the tunnel. They look pretty intimidating.
All right. I guess that's it. I mean, I guess maybe the Switzerland-Cameroon game would be pretty nice. If you ask Samuel Eto'o, Cameroon's going to win it all. So you never know. Anything else you guys want to get into? There's one comment that I want to read. It's from our boy Jimmy.
No, we already made fun of Brad once.
It's
We don't need to read Jimmy's comment.
It's from our boy Jimmy. He says, Luis Diaz, I laughed so hard at this. And at first I was thinking, is this a Birmingham and London are the same kind of thing situation? Does Brad know that Ecuador and Colombia are 2 different countries? ? Because Brad last week said, man, Ecuador's gonna do really well because they got Luis Diaz. So,
to be fair, Ecuador and Colombia are right next to each other.
I told you last week, I will give you credence that their flags are the exact same except for what's in the center.
Yeah, and they're right next to each other. So like, don't tell Dr. Smith.
I should send this to Dr. Smith.
That's like saying Chile and Argentina are the same thing because they're right beside each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not.
Oh.
All right.
I mean, I would believe it if it was Chile losing to Saudi Arabia.
It's true.
Alexis Sanchez is going to have words with you. All right. So if you are still listening, we really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Ring the sub notification bell if you are on YouTube. Give us a follow if you are on your favorite podcast site. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify or whatever platform you can leave reviews on. Drop a comment down below on YouTube. Tell us what you think about the games that have been played, what you're thinking about the end of round 1. Check back with us tomorrow. We've got a preview of the rest of the games through the end of the weekend, and we've got a couple Premier League stories that we're going to touch on that I think we need to bring everybody up to speed on, unless you've been living under a rock. But until then, that's at KS Brad G. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at Redcard_Radio. That is all on Twitter. You can still find us there until Twitter explodes. And until that time, check back in with us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you next time.